The Highway Reroute movement, 41 civil society organizations, and a growing number of various national groups have been calling for mediation in the matter concerning the Debe to Mondesi Highway over the past 5 weeks. The natural question that might arise in the public's mind is, what exactly is mediation, and why is there need for mediation? Mediation is the intervention of a third, independent, professional party to assess issues and find a viable, acceptable, and practical way forward. Mediation is not two contending parties meeting to thrash out issues, as contending parties often have divergent views and philosophies, and may never actually reach agreement. The Highway Reroute movement has written letter after letter to the government since 2006 in an effort to voice its concerns about Debe to Mondesi, about its social impacts, about its environmental impacts, about its unnecessary cost. There have been several meetings with government and its agencies, particularly in the last 2.5 years. All of these efforts have mostly borne no fruit, no consensus, no agreement. In this situation, mediation presents a practical way for an independent party to intervene in order for agreement to be arrived at. In other words, to break the deadlock. Additionally, Debe to Mondesi has given rise to a number of serious concerns, all connected to the original concerns of the affected communities. A growing number of persons in the public are now demanding that these issues be answered or resolved as a matter of transparency, especially as billions of dollars will be spent, all funded by taxpayers' money. Mediation by a third party can investigate and resolve these concerns, which in turn will assist in restoring the public trust, as the population has been increasingly bombarded with conflicting information about this project. These concerns include the following. 1. This is a multi-billion-dollar contract, the largest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. The procurement process for this project was flawed. 2. The Inter-American Development Bank refused to grant a loan for this project. They called it over-designed and too expensive. Instead, they recommended a program of road widening and repair. They met with government and state officials in mid-2010 and delivered a PowerPoint presentation based on its own feasibility study. 3. The Institute of Marine Affairs prepared a report for the writers of the Environmental Impact Assessment in 2006, detailing the significant and negative impacts of Debe to Mondesi on the wetlands. They produced a map showing the highway crossing the Opush Lagoon. The main impacts described in the document were fragmentation of the lagoon and flooding. 4. On March 16, 2012, the Prime Minister gave the Highway Reroute movement an undertaking that she would put on hold and review the Debe to Mondesi Highway. She did not do so. 5. The findings of the Armstrong report reiterated the promise of the Prime Minister, stating that the government should not proceed until substantive studies are done in cost-benefit analysis, hydrology, and social impact. The report said that the environmental impact assessment for this project was flawed and should have been rejected. The Highway Reroute movement was not at any time invited to any review process or informed of any, despite continuously requesting information, such as in the meeting with the Prime Minister at the Diplomatic Center in August 2013, and the vigil outside the Prime Minister's office for over 200 days. The following persons have all called for mediation. 1. The Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, His Grace Bishop Joseph Harris. 2. The Archbishop of the Anglican Church, His Grace Bishop Claude Berkeley. 3. The head of the local chapter of Transparency Institute, Mr. Derek Murray. 4. The trade unions. 5. 41 civil society groups. 6. The youth leaders of Project 40. 7. Eminent persons in media and public life, for example, veteran massman Peter Minchell. And 8. Ordinary citizens, such as the hundreds who gathered at the candlelight vigil at Nelson Mandela Park on October 12, 2014. The Highway Reroute movement continues to maintain its position that when a government undertakes to acquire and compromise the social, economic, ecological, and public financial assets of the country, it must account, and it must do so properly. Mediation can ensure this type of accountability. It can ensure transparency. It can break the deadlock. Mediation is the way forward.